When dealing with peripheral neuropathy, it can get confusing to say the least. You've heard that this person was diagnosed with polyneuropathy, but that person was diagnosed with idiopathic neuropathy, while someone else has diabetic neuropathy or small fiber neuropathy. But wait, you have a family member that was told they have large fiber neuropathy. What does all this mean? Are they all the same or are they different? And do the forms of treatments we've discussed in some of our other videos like benfotiamine, methylcobalamin, R-alpha-lipoic acid, photobiomodulation, or any of the other treatments, do they work on all of these types or only on some of these types? Don't panic. I'm going to clear all this up for you. In this video, I'll talk about the different names you've heard associated with peripheral neuropathy and what they mean. And I'll shed light on what the difference is between small fiber versus large fiber peripheral neuropathy. This is about to get exciting, so stay with me. Coming up. Hey gang, it's great to see you again. For those of you who might be watching for the first time, I'm Dr. Valerie Monteiro, leading expert in peripheral neuropathy and more importantly, how to overcome it. My mission is to empower every peripheral neuropathy sufferer with the necessary information so that they can successfully recover and start living again. If this is your first time on my channel, you're in for some exciting information that you've probably never heard before. So click on the subscribe button and also on the bell so that you get notified as soon as I publish new content. Now let's dive in. You may hear many different names associated with peripheral neuropathy, and you have no idea if it's all the same or a totally different type of nerve damage. So let me get you familiar with some of the terms you may hear. First, let's begin with the term neuropathy. This is a very generalized term that means damage to the nerves. The next term, peripheral neuropathy, means that the nerve damage has occurred to the nerves that lay outside of the central nervous system, or the CNS. So that's the brain and the spinal cord. Now, sometimes doctors will use the term polyneuropathy. Now, this term simply means it's really the same as peripheral neuropathy, but what happens is it affects multiple nerves at the same time. So it's not a different condition. It simply means that the nerves are in different parts of the body that may be involved. For instance, a peripheral neuropathy sufferer who has symptoms in their feet and hands would be classified as a polyneuropathy case. Quite often the terms peripheral neuropathy and polyneuropathy will be used interchangeably. Now, there's one last name that you may hear, and that's mononeuropathy. This means that only one nerve has been damaged, and the most common type of mononeuropathy is carpal tunnel syndrome or sciatica. But these aren't the only types. Okay, now let me dig in just a bit deeper because this next topic is an even bigger source of confusion, and that's what's the difference between small fiber versus large fiber peripheral neuropathy? Many times a person will get diagnosed with small fiber sensory neuropathy, also referred to as SFSN. And they think that it's completely different than peripheral neuropathy, when really it's all the same. So let me clear up this confusion for you. Peripheral nerve fibers are classified according to size, which is determined by the thickness of the protective coating around the nerve, and this is called myelin. So let's start with small fiber sensory neuropathy. This occurs when the small nerve fibers of the peripheral nervous system are damaged. These nerve fibers have a very small layer of myelin as a protective coating, and some of them don't even have myelin as a protective coating at all. Now, their job is they relay information from the skin or organ systems to the brain. They're mainly sensory, meaning they deliver information about touch and sensation. But since they go to the organs in the body, they will control autonomic functions or functions that are involuntary, like heartbeat, blood flow, blood pressure, breathing, digestion, urination and defecation, body temperature, metabolism, and sexual function. So a person with damage to the small peripheral nerve fibers will experience symptoms like pins and needles, tingling or prickling sensations, numbness in the feet, legs, hands, arms, or lower stomach, burning sensations in the limbs, coldness of the extremities, skin discoloration, hypersensitivity to touch, and even electric shock-like episodes of pain. Now, if the small fibers of an organ or multiple organs has been damaged, then this can affect its function. For instance, if a person has damage to the small fibers of the cardiovascular system, they may experience an abnormal heart rate, and that could be the heart beating too fast or too slow, or they may experience abnormal blood pressure. If the damage occurs at the small nerve fibers of the bladder or colon, a person may become incontinent. These are just a few examples to help you understand. The good news is that there is a lower incidence of small fiber nerve damage to the organ systems than the limbs. Now, let's talk about the symptoms. Symptoms will tend to start off pretty mild, so mild in fact that it'll often be ignored in the early stages. But over time, the symptoms will worsen and can even progress to other areas of the body. For example, symptoms will usually begin in the soles of both feet, and as the condition worsens, the symptoms can spread up the leg. Typically, as the nerves of the calves are damaged, the hands may begin to show signs of nerve damage and will display some of the same symptoms. Okay, next, let's look at the difference in large fiber neuropathy, also known as large fiber motor neuropathy. These nerve fibers are very thick because they have a heavy coating of myelin around them, which is necessary because these nerves go to all the muscles in your body. Because of this, they have to conduct much faster signals or communication from the brain to the muscles. These large nerve fibers, also known as motor nerves, control all conscious muscle movement. For instance, they give us the ability to walk, pick up objects, golf, dance, garden, etc. When the large nerve fibers are damaged, common symptoms that result are things like muscle weakness and loss of strength, muscle twitching, spasms or cramping in the muscles, atrophy of the muscles, also known as muscle wasting or shrinkage, loss of balance or coordination, and you can even get bone degeneration. Now, here's an important side note for you. Most peripheral neuropathy will start with sensory nerve damage, or what we refer to as small fiber sensory neuropathy. But over time, it will progress to a large fiber motor neuropathy. So commonly, anyone that's had peripheral neuropathy for over 2 years and longer will have damage to both the small and the large nerve fibers. Well, these are the basic differences between small fiber neuropathy and large fiber neuropathy. If you want to learn more about this topic, I have a lot more information in my book, Defeat Neuropathy Now in Spite of Your Doctor. That's it for now, gang. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this information and want more like it, be sure to subscribe to our channel, and please don't forget to like us because it really helps our channel grow. Also, please share this information with anyone you know who's suffering with peripheral neuropathy so they're not alone in this battle. Until next time, my friends, I look forward to seeing you on the road to great nerve health. Blessings.